So today I'll talk about the top 3 or top 4 immigration blunders that I've come across, that I've learned, that I've seen, that I've witnessed. The first immigration blunder comes from people who believe that they're extremely educated, if not extremely, at least they know they can search for knowledge. These people normally will watch videos, like for example, Janet Rangi videos. They'll go on YouTube. Everything looks good. Then they will send themselves to those websites. You know, after many years, some of us vloggers, we've told you, Canada.ca, USCIS. With too much information and waste thousands of hours believing in themselves, and when they end up doing a process, it fails or it succeeds. Step 1, which I'll talk about the next immigration blunders, and you will see why at some point they will be caught up with that issue of believing in themselves. You can just do this application yourself through. You can get visas. Most of the time it's self-explanatory. But the deeper it gets, the more you believe in yourself, the more you are more likely to fail. And when you fail, normally it's very, very painful. Very, very painful. Okay, so if you are one of those people who is very educated, okay, know your limits. Know your limits. Okay, it's all good if you can read, which is, we give you kudos. It's always good to do research. I'm a proponent, number 1, who believes in people doing their research. Okay, I've always advocated for that, but I've seen big blunders from that group of people. Okay, the other group of people are those people who have visas. They've gotten visas from the embassy before themselves. Maybe the family has a visit visa, another one has a student visa, another one has a J1 visa, and usually the embassy has trusted that family. These families become overconfident to the point of, even if they are told, they're like, me, I just did myself. My mom just went there themselves. So when they end up in America or not, they keep on going to the embassy until one day they are taught a lesson of a lifetime. Okay, sometimes I've seen actually their visas revoked. Not only are they denied, they are revoked and sometimes banned. And usually the biggest blunder from these people is they took things for granted. They believe the embassy loved them. It's true, the embassy must have seen something in that family. But it just takes one action from one of the family members to tell the embassy, you know what, these people are not what we thought before. So if you are one of those people who have those multiple visas and you took things for granted, you think you can read yourself through, okay, it's not always, okay, it doesn't always work. And some of you are listening to me and you get the point, okay, you've been through this and you know it. The other biggest category of people that struggle the most are these people who believe that, okay, a doctor went to school for nothing. These people will even tell you to stitch your own wound. You do not need a doctor to save on money. These people will ignore immigration advice. They will think like immigration lawyers did not go to school. And they believe that everything has to be done, okay, by self-applications. And again, you can do all the reading, you can scratch all those computers and go to those big websites, but what you do not have is the true and tested information that experts have, especially these lawyers. They can ask for more money, but normally they have the experience. Okay, to you, what takes you 10 hours, 20 hours, and end up in a failing situation, okay, can take a law only 20 minutes and they are done. And yes, that money is worth it. Okay, so those are the biggest blunders. And sometimes when I'm saying this, you think like maybe I'm not making sense. Let me give you an example of someone who believes themselves. Okay, let's say someone is very educated. Okay, they have a master's. Normally these people go for their own applications. They apply to schools, they get admission. Okay, or they apply, they get a visit visa, they come here, they watch some of the vlogs that we talk, some of us online. Oh, I like what Janet is saying. Then they go and put in the work themselves. They do research, and yes, they get everything correct. Then part of the application, the immigration can ask for a letter of intent, or they can just ask one question. And that letter of intent reveals everything about this person. And they wonder why they were denied. You see, they could have read the whole process. They know how to download the form. But whatever they include in that letter of intent, it never fails, my friends. Denial, 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 and denial. Another case, I've even seen people coming to me, Janet, I heard you talk about this video. I didn't replace that video. The video is just one. Unless you watch 10 of them and combine, you are more likely not to get the total picture. You understand? So that is the biggest blunder I see. Sometimes even they'll come here and do change of status, and they ask from a school that is 60,000. Then they are approved within a month or 3, and they owe the school $10,000 US. And now that is when they remember that, hey, you know, there's this Rangi, I always see her flash on my videos, and you don't even think about it. Anyway, for more information, janetrangi67@gmail.com. I'll see you in the next video.